That was such a fun.
I don't think I've had a more stressful time playing this game.
Good.
That
I'm
was
glad.
a lot. A lot.
None of you died.
I'm gonna go.
Thank
Somehow.
you,
It was close.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break, and I will be back for post show. I'll be.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
gonna go for a few
Like,
minutes.
Warren, let me know when you're live, and I'll send us over. Okay, cool. Cantrap.
all right, let's word out.
I can't send us there right now. What
Yell
the heck?
at
Am I spelling it wrong?
postie.
It won't let
Hope
me
not.
send it. Hold on. This is weird. I'm sorry, guys. Twitch is being weird. You know how Twitch do. Am I spelling it like wrong or something? Trap. Shen. What the fuck? Cantraption. All I'm getting is Hossboss. Is that you? Yeah, dude. What is going on, guys? What the hell?
Refresh your Twitch, maybe.
Oh yeah. I'll refresh my stream manager. I've got like a million more thank yous to say when we get over to Warren. No, I don't want this. I want raid, you piece of shit. I gotta pee.
I mean, dude, a Randolph DeGray stream wouldn't be complete without tech not doing what we want it to.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. It won't let me raid to Warren. It won't. So what the fuck? So
Okay.
Here, wait. Hold up a second.
Yeah,
Yours.
but it didn't show up.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Copy link.
There we go. You guys should all be able to click on that link.
Everyone go there.
Yeah.
Everyone go to Cantraption. This is an unofficial raid.
Back when raids were just linking in the chat.
Okay. I love you all. If we see you in the after chat, I can't wait. And if not, then I will see you next week. And I love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. Wow.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck.
Let me
We did
reconfigure
it!
my shit here. I gotta turn off camera so I can turn off face cam here. Jesus Christ. For anyone watching the VODs, it's a very quick, very haphazard after post-game talk, so there's not like an intro or anything. Hello, everybody. Hello, Robin. Thank you for the follow. Hi. That was probably... I haven't been that tense in a D&D game in some time.
Are we here?
Yes, you are here. You're here.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Okay.
I have run multiple hundred hours of this game, and never have I felt the feelings I feel right now.
I'm like shaking with stress.
Yeah.
Didn't even though we. Go ahead, Lane.
Here, no, I just gonna say I will say my piece. I really have to pee, so I'll be back in like 5. I swear to God, I'll be right back.
Yes. I'm just gonna open up the conversation here a little bit, and then I will also take a bathroom break, but it's not as urgent. Yeah, Jesus fuck. Oh my God.
Like everything went bad.
Everything went bad.
But never bad enough that I felt like we had to run until the very end. And then it ended, but it didn't even end nice.
Yeah.
Like it ended dirty and bad and with more questions than answers still.
Somehow.
Despite everything.
When we ran into the Bane orc, I was like, well, the obvious thing would be to like do the tendril thing, but I just kind of like, because it wasn't connected to any specific nonsense, my brain was just kind of, I forgot about it after a while. I was just kind of like, I wasn't even thinking about stopping the juice or whatever. I was just kind of like, I need to save Talon right the fuck now because I'm running out of healing spells and she's dying every turn.
Which I hated, by the way.
I was like, obviously, kill the wizard and everyone's mind control will be fine.
Yes.
Also. Yeah.
I made a bad call.
But
you didn't though. But here's the thing: you didn't because now Lane has to create a new BBEG for us to fight. We ended
I know.
BBEG right there.
But here's the thing is the fucking evil squishy orc monster got me. It grappled
Yeah.
me. And I was like, okay. I can either run down this wizard with the hope that that is the end. I kill the wizard, we're done. Or I let the wizard go and we fight this orc that is obviously going to kill everyone. And I got greedy. And I'm so fucking lucky that it worked out. Because woof.
Honestly, if I had rolled any kind of damage when he was in front of me and he was weak, I was like, oh man. And then when I didn't, I'm like, okay, I just have to finish him off with a spiritual weapon. And then the second dispel magic, I was like, the second counter spell, I was like, oh why?
And here I
spells.
realized 10 minutes later after my big crit, I forgot to add my rage damage.
Oh,
So
Oh no.
Oh man,
was
yeah.
at 2 hit points, I would have killed him. Right?
Yep.
So I don't know what he was left with there at the very end, but oh god. I was like, I swear, that's probably why I went for him, because I was like, I swear to God, if he gets away because I made a fucking math error, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
When he was running away and you were grappled, my mind was super torn. I was like, do I go and just try and get the last hit on the wizard, or do I stay here because this thing is probably going to wreck people? And then when you got away, I was like, Puck was just like, I just stand here with dodge action and last as long as I can. And then immediately Talon takes the fucking blows, and I was like, no.
Yeah, remember a wonderful end of a conversation I had with Talon where she was like, "No, I've learned my lesson."
Okay, but that felt definitely reasonable in that moment. She comes in and there's this orc monster, steroid Shrek, thank you chat, who has decided, trained on Puck. What was Talon gonna do? She wasn't gonna be like, oh, better stay back. That's not in her nature at all.
Puck, take the shots, man, and then get your shots in. You just run in and die.
I didn't mean to. And then twice.
It's okay.
I felt unconscious twice in 10 minutes.
Well, hey, I just wanted to remind you all, Thomas, do you remember that talk we had right before the start of the session where I was like, I'm trying really hard to find the fine line of almost killing you guys without actually killing you guys? Do you think I found
yes,
that
I do.
line?
I think you.
I think you maybe.
It felt like
punched it right in the noggin.
That fight felt very unfair. But we could handle it.
Yeah.
So hot damn. I don't know. I was under the impression right away that once these orcs became super orcs, I was like, we can't fight these things. We have to run. We have to get out of here. But then Talon was trapped in the fucking grapple, so we couldn't just run away.
I was
Yeah.
I was really hoping that worst case scenario, it was a weird kind of hope. I was like, if Talon just falls unconscious and it lets her drop, and I have my back to the window, I'm just gonna pick her up and just fucking tip out the window and be like, this thing's too big to fit through the window. I'm out. But it never happened because that thing would not let go.
Exactly. I wanted to get her out, and then I was just gonna grab her and jump out the window. That was my plan.
Yeah. I definitely didn't think I would face near death so many times this early in the campaign. It keeps happening. I kind of get how Zasha felt. Fun, to be honest.
Yep.
Man, being the healer is fucking tough when you're just do I do damage or do I just save everything for healing? And I'm like, I gotta save everything I got left for healing. So just so we're not ignoring chat here, hi guys, thank you everyone for coming and joining this evening. It was fucking insane. This is a hangout session where we get to talk to you guys a bit more. Do you guys have any burning, pressing questions or anything of the sort that you want to
Yeah.
ask us.
Rapid fire questions in chat. But before they
go.
get their
Mm,
questions,
oh.
I want to say how incredibly proud I am of my players because they figured it out. Because they figured out the hook, and they were like, go for the tendril. And I was like, oh my god, they don't even know that it's gonna take away the whole thing. And it was such a moment. Also, the tendril
Ugh.
half the HP that the orc did. So if you guys didn't go for the tendril, it wouldn't have died. So that was just
Well,
Mm.
and the thought I had in the back of my mind was the orc is raging, so all of our damage is like halved. So I was like, oh my goodness. Puck has so many things he needs to do, and he's also still covered in acid and entrails from the guy who blew up in his face that he tried to save.
We're gonna have to
you're the
dissect
one to
that.
talk.
And that's gonna come back. No, I know. But I was like, it's okay. And then he exploded, and I was like, this is gonna come back.
I know. We're gonna have to fucking have a group therapy session about the guys we thought we saved and then they exploded on us.
Get ready for next session. It's just gonna be like a fucking crying
horrifying.
circle. Or remember to go pee if you have to.
We do love our
care of
feelings
yourself.
around here.
And
is your brain
try.
okay?
Is my
your brain
brain
okay?
okay? That's an interesting question. No.
Oh, is a tendril a PP? Answer
The
now.
the tendril is not a PP. The tendril was something else that I can't actually spoil for them right now. But
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh. From Robin, this was the first time I joined this story, so what's the deal with Thomas's dad?
okay,
Dude, we
here,
don't
let
know.
me give a very brief history lesson on the world, if everyone's okay with that.
Sure.
Please.
Okay.
When you do that,
so
I'm gonna
in
take a
this
bathroom break.
world- Okay, sounds good, buddy. So yeah, hey chat, what's good? So I just want to say, with the orc situation, currently there was a war that ended a few years back, and after the war ended, because the orcs had said no to going to war, they have now been forced into essentially slavery because of their incredible like physical prowess, their strength, and because there are relatively few of them. Harold's father, Harold is half orc, and his father is an orc, and his mother is human. And Harold has not seen his father in a few years, and so I have I got to play around a lot with a lot of the characters' parents because they are so important to them. It's been really fun for me to explore, and honestly, that orc becoming Harold's father was a really cool moment for me that I only really got to decide on tonight. Like I made that decision tonight.
You son of a bitch.
Oh wow.
It's cool.
You son of a
Oh,
fucking bitch.
so you decided to break our hearts at the last minute? Just all
the
willy-nilly like that?
The decision came previously. It came while I was when you guys were walking towards the camp, and Gazdan asked Harold if he would die for his people, and then it tricked it hit something in my brain where I was like, oh my god, it could literally be his people, and then it could be his father because he has not seen him in so long. And I don't want to get into too much more inside baseball because we'll learn more about it as the story progresses. But yeah, that was kind of my thought process for that.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing to bring up, and also like I think a thing if we want to give out a hot DM tip, is that some of my best ideas, and I know some of Lane's best ideas and plot hooks and twists come in the moment. And you can plan and plan and plan, but sometimes you just you have to trust yourself as a storyteller to just no, this is gonna be fucking sick, and then just twist it on yourself.
Which is why improvisers make the best D&D players.
Truly. Listen, I knew that if I jumped out of the window of that bell tower, I would be at a worse disadvantage than if I just threw the javelin, but it was fucking cool. And you gotta let yourself tell that story in that moment.
I did. Oh,
Okay, Core. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't even think of that.
Like
You were
all-
almost dead.
you were all so close to death. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
I actually
Except for
managed.
me. I was
I
fine.
could have TPK'd tonight. Like it was feasible.
I mean, I tried to hit you, Victor, but then you just got up and ran away, and I was like, okay, well, on to the next
Well,
one.
the guy I wanted to fight kept running away from me. So
No, that's fair. That's fair. We're a team here.
Oh,
Dude, I have
yeah,
to say, Logan, seeing you get as frustrated as you got, like a part of me felt bad, but a bigger part of me was like, be mad, you bitch.
Okay,
I was
back.
so fucking pissed.
What's
ugh.
going
your
on?
pee?
What I
Back.
miss?
Welcome back, Lauren. We were just
How's your
talking
pee?
about. Oh yeah, how was your pee? That's more important.
Good. You know, not too dehydrated, so that's good.
Good.
Always a
Good.
good sign.
We were talking about
work.
following your heart when you're a DM and just going with your impulses, and then we were talking about how I like watching Logan get mad.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we saved your dad.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Um,
that worked out, despite us not knowing any
Mhm.
that at all.
Well, I think we were all really banking on that, like everything would stop as soon as
Thank you for
that
the host,
mask.
Alandra.
So I think
I-
we were all really trying not to fuck anything up too much.
Mhm.
But I guess he's worse.
Yeah. I can't wait for you guys to explore that some more. Alex says, "What's y'all's favorite moment?" I'll go last.
From tonight, I assume,
tonight?
Alex.
No, just your favorite moment of all life.
From tonight,
Yeah.
I really liked Victor, like just personally, Victor and Talon's little moment when he pulled her aside. I thought that was quite sweet. Talon definitely was a little like, oh my god, he gives a shit, when Victor was like, I care about your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She's
like
never
that
heard that
moment
before.
too. Which and I'm glad we had it now, because you clearly didn't learn, and my feelings were founded, and now we get to have that discussion.
I mean, Talon's just gonna argue with Victor because it's gonna be like, what was I supposed
Fine.
to do?
It's fine. My favorite moment tonight, I think, was when me and Puck were at the gate, with right before everyone exploded. I thought we had a really sweet speech that we delivered to those people, and just
Yeah.
just the brick wall of that little asshole wizard. And breaking through, Miss Lane, you're totally right. Breaking through to Grek, barbarian to barbarian, was like
That was beautiful.
that was a wonder.
Beautiful.
I was so glad that I rolled that. That was honestly, I rolled a lot of natural 20s tonight. That was the best.
You rolled very well.
Dude, you
Yeah.
snapped a
Insane
barbarian out
tonight.
of rage.
Mhm.
You snapped an
Yeah.
orc barbarian out of rage with words.
I'm glad I did too.
Incredible.
It was very powerful.
I don't know, favorite moment. First of all, thank you, Robin, for the dramatic moment. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm thinking about the overall thing of tonight, and it's just kind of like my brain is just kind of like, well, I was like roleplay, and then it's just like panic.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
Dude, that is the roleplay. The roleplay is panic sometimes.
so
Yeah.
I don't know that there was anything honestly, there was nothing in the combat that was like, yeah, this is my favorite moment, because every moment was just kind of like, I almost had it, and then everything got messed up, and I was just like, oh, I didn't roll high enough for I rolled a crit, but it was like 5 damage. So I think my favorite moment is going to be, I think same as with Logan, was the moment before, like the calm before the storm moment, where we're just kind of like, we were talking to these people, and it was kind of like this weird, like, he's kind of like pushing like the more, I guess, intimidation end, and I'm just kind of like, you can do this, like, you don't have to be this way. And So I don't know.
Everybody has a choice. Was great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
That was like a battle cry beauty moment.
that was probably my favorite moment, but it's also coupled with, it's weird because I loved that moment. I equally loved, as weird as it might be, the moment immediately afterwards where I'm like reaching out, I'm like holding this person's hand and they explode. I cannot wait to unpack the fucking baggage that is going to have caused Puck. But he hasn't, the adrenaline isn't gone yet, so he hasn't had time to really process this. Because it's just this moment of like, that happened and he's like in shock and he's like, I can't focus on this right now. So yeah, that's me, I guess.
Truly, like, even though it's a terrible thing that happened to your character that will obviously cause him severe trauma, like, the like prospect of playing with that is so fun.
Apparently everyone is rooting for the rise of Dark Puck right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I honestly, it could happen. He's
It would be it would be a very fun arc.
he has landed in Westgar and seen a lot of shit very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many things that like I don't know what's gonna happen when we get back. If Lane's gonna be like, and the captain of the guard with like that, the Kingsmen just show up and you're all bleeding out your ears. What do you do? But yeah, Puck is just kind of like, I need to check on everyone. Like we were up here, and what happened to everybody else?
You know how much I,
Oh,
dude, I wish I
And
could.
can you not
I wish I could have
hurt us more?
What's the word when you look at the camera like you know something everyone else doesn't? What's the word? There's a word.
Breaking the fourth wall.
well, it's
But
like
it's
dramatic
the thing
irony.
Jim Halpert does. It's the thing Jim Halpert always does. He
Oh,
blanks the
thing.
camera. Yeah. Do you know how bad I want to just look at chat and be like, they don't know. They don't know.
I actually
You thought the wizard was bad. There's two more coming.
I forgot about the Kingsmen. Jesus Christ, we're so fucked.
I mean, honestly, like it was just, it's so weird because hopefully we will have like dodged the Kingsman's bullet for a little while because we did this so quickly. But also like everything leading up to that fight, it was just kind of like, man, we could have like snuck in, just like murdered that wizard like before half the shit even got triggered. Like the defenses were so low alert at night. I was like, even Puck might have been able to have stealthed in.
So bad.
I wanted so desperately to not have to kill all those people. I really, really wanted it to be true. But alas.
I mean,
Arrow tried.
that was all set up beforehand. That was the plan. There's a few things that happened tonight that I was not planning for, like the dude dying. But
Yeah,
these go
like,
on YouTube
what did you
after?
think?
Yes.
What did you think was gonna happen tonight, Lane?
Yeah, what did you
Oh.
think was gonna happen?
Wait, pause. Warren,
they
do
do.
your videos go on YouTube?
Yes. So
Okay.
I stream to both YouTube and Twitch, so there's automatically a VOD on YouTube, and I know that you are doing your VODs to YouTube as well for the game sessions. Yes.
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 Yeah.
Sorry. What did I think was going to happen tonight?
Yeah.
Honestly, I anticipated all of this transpiring outside of the gates. I anticipated that you would show up and it would be the day after because I was like, they will probably go during the daytime when it is not dark. And so I was not, I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't think you guys would just be like, let's go fucking now. That didn't dawn on my brain, so I didn't prepare for it. So I thought you guys were gonna. Yeah, like I was expecting you guys to like try the diplomacy route and for the people to like come out and meet you in the field, but because it was dark, you guys got so close so fast that I was like, "Oh, fuck." Like these guys rolled a nat 2 on their perception. They have no idea what's going on. Like that sucked for me a little bit, but it also made for like these really cool moments where you guys got up to the gate and had this conversation at the gate when this conversation was supposed to happen over a field away. Like that was my idea going into it, but you guys getting to the gate when you said this is exactly where we want them, I was like, well, you're 50-50 on that one, buddy.
No, I was for sure. I was like, dude, like the gate is open, and
Yeah.
he is not being like he is like a tyrannical leader, and that's exactly what I thought. Like if we can convince these people to drop their weapons, little did we know they would explode. But if they were just regular dudes and didn't explode, that would have worked perfectly.
Lane, what was your favorite moment? Because you always forget to mention.
Wait, hold on.
So
I said I would go
Thomas.
last. Well, yeah, Thomas and
that's
Lee
right,
both
yes.
had their favorite moments.
We already said hers. Or theirs.
I said mine.
Oh, you said yours? Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it your Baneling bust?
That was fucking cool.
I'm throwing out StarCraft terms. I don't know if anyone will understand them, but
Oh, I got it. I got
Okay,
that
good.
Baneling. I got that Baneling meme.
I did not.
When you slice those dudes.
When you blew
and
up
they
all those
explode.
dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that. I was just like, in Harold's mind, he was like, these 5 are all bunched up. It might cause this chain reaction to happen, and I can get them all away from me, and then we don't have to worry about them in one fell swoop. And he was just like, I could do it.
I could do it.
Depending on how this works, I might live because I know that he knew that if he fell to near death, something within him would like keep him alive because that's happened to him before. So he was like, you know what? Best case scenario, that's exactly what happens. Worst case scenario, I get murdered by a bunch of acid packed goo monsters, and the rest of my party's inside the building and they have no idea that I'm out here. And he was just like, you know what? To protect them right now, this is a risk I'm willing to take. And it worked out perfectly, exactly how he hoped.
It really did. It really did. That was
immaculate.
It was an amazing
Mhm.
moment. Like honestly, when it happened, I was like, "Holy shit, you're not dead."
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, oh no one is close to him. He's fucked.
I was at 12 HP when I sliced him. He did 18 points of damage to me. All of them did 18 points of damage to me. And then I fell, got back up to 1, and my second wind brought me back up to 12. And I was just like, it's as if nothing
harm, no
fucking
foul.
happened.
And
Yeah.
then you fucking saved Talon's life.
Yeah, then you literally saved the day.
Thomas,
Yeah. Hello.
do you watch Black Clover by chance?
Lane?
I do not.
Damn it! Because your magic is never giving up.
Question from Robin about how we came up with our characters.
Yes, and there was also one from Miss Liz I don't want to forget as well.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
After. Right, yes, that's an important question, Miss Liz.
Oh, that is a big question.
I came up with Victor when I was thinking about because we had played different characters in the same setting, and we have then since moved on to a different part of the setting in a different time. But so I knew a little bit about the world, and that I knew that these people with like genie blood existed. They're genie people, sort of like elemental people as well. And I really liked them and wanted to do something with them. And I wanted to make a barbarian who is very good at fighting, but isn't his first instinct. He likes to plan and come up with better solutions than just doing what he does best, which is destroy stuff.
And if you've
Um,
ever played D&D, you'll know that that is a very hard trope to get away from as a barbarian.
Yep.
because and just as a yeah, kind of like that, K-Core. And I find in my characters too, like I'm quick to fight. I like to fight. And so I wanted to try to play someone who didn't like to fight. Who was very strong and very capable of fighting, but liked to learn and answer questions before just killing people.
Aaron, you want to talk about Puck?
I can if you guys want me to go
Are you,
next.
are you snacking? Are you snacking
I am
right now?
snacking.
We can give you more time.
No, that's fine. I can talk.
So,
I want some snacks.
Puck. All right. How did I come up with Puck? So in a previous Lord of the Rings campaign, I played a yeah. I played a young wizard's apprentice. Who was like 15 or 16. And I didn't get to really like complete that character out, but a big factor of that character was this character who's very new to the world, trying to like find his way in the world and just like being a sponge that is like his character and his adulthood and that sort of thing is being molded by the people in the party and the situations that they encounter. And I really loved that idea. And how that kind of character plays. And so it's this idea of having like this framework, but it's like, you know, it's not like hard like set yet. There's so much like wiggle room for what might happen. And so with Puck, I was looking. I think Lane told me kind of who the party like classes were, and I was like, all right, well, we probably. Originally I was thinking of like doing like a rogue or something like a paladin or something like that, and then I was like, oh no, we probably need a healer.
Fuck you didn't, or Talon would be dead.
Yeah.
I would be.
So I was like, oh, we probably need a healer, and I'd never played a healer before. So I'm like, okay, let's try and like piece this together, and we'll be like this young healer, and how does that play out? Yeah, I don't. As far as backstory stuff goes, I probably won't say too much because there's a lot more to learn as we go. But I will say that playing Puck has just been. It's weird. I've never been the good guy. Like, I've been good characters, but not like the person who holds hope and tries to like save everyone he can.
Warren, are you telling me that you've never been the moral compass before?
No, never.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, that's actually surprising to me.
I don't know. Okay. Like there's certainly been characters that have done like some stuff like, well, we should do that, that's wrong or whatever, but I've never. This is like very much further than I've ever gone before. And it's weird because it kind of when you have a character, it kind of feels like that's like it's a part of yourself. Like you're taking a part of yourself and you're kind of sending it off into the world and you're seeing what it does. And I look at Puck and I'm like, it's weird because I'm like, Puck is like the best embodiment of myself, I guess. And it's a weird and like refreshing thing to play. Yeah, I don't know. It's rewarding in all kinds of new ways that I've never experienced before. So, yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question? I feel like I'm rambling.
Love that. I think that was really good.
How about Harold?
Okay. So I came up with Harold because back when 5th edition first came out, like 5 or 6 years ago, I was flipping through the player's handbook. I saw
As one
fighter,
does.
and I immediately wrote off Eldritch Knight. I was like, this class is fucking stupid. Why are you mixing magic with your martial class? That doesn't make any sense. It's just bad.
Dude, we've all been.
And so I just held that belief that Eldritch Knight was bad because they mixed magic. And then during our first campaign, Logan was saying how good it was, and I was like, no, they're bad. What the fuck are you talking about? And then I actually got to looking at one, and I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. This is actually really good. And so I was like, okay, all right. I made Harold as a backup character for my character in the first campaign. And I was like, okay, so he's gonna be this Eldritch Knight. What do I want him to be like? And I was just like, if he's an Eldritch Knight and he's studied magic, it means he's studied because they only take wizard spells. Wizards learn their magic through knowledge. And I was like, okay, he went to school to learn magic. And I was just like, what if he also learned his sword fighting there? And so I was like, okay, he's this college student, a little bit older college student who, you know, is learning his craft.
You fucking
And
nerd.
yeah, exactly. And then I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about him, and I was just like, okay, but he's going to school in a separate continent from where he was born. Why is that? And I was like, I gave him a bunch of backstory reasons that I'm not going to spoil for right now.
Which we'll find out
but-
soon, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, so he went off to this other continent. He's been in school his whole life, and he has been absolutely tormented his entire schooling because he was different, because his skin color was green, because, you know, he wasn't great with the sword, but he also was too scary for all the nerdy kids. So he didn't really fit in everywhere, and everyone kind of picked on him. And so I was just like, okay, this is a good character. I have why he's a fighter. I have his race and what makes him him because of it. And I was like, great. And then my character died in the first campaign, and I was like, well, we still have a fighter in the party. Probably don't want to step on their toes. Plus, Gibson would also bully him relentlessly, and he would just leave.
Yes.
So I was like,
Harold wouldn't have made it in the cop. He would have been a bad cop.
yeah. So when Lane was just like, second campaign, I was like, great. This is like, no one else is kind of playing a fighter. Yeah, we have a barbarian. We also have a ranger. A fighter with magic kind of, you know, rounds out a little bit of the front line along with a bit of the utility that might be needed. So that's how I came up with my character.
And we all love him.
I just want to
So much.
I just want to like put out there that in the first campaign I played a crotchety old man.
Yes.
And I was like, this time I'm gonna play a cool young guy. How old should I make him? 28. He's the oldest one in the party. How did I make it? How did a 28-year-old be? How did this happen to me?
You're the adult.
I'm the old dad
You're the
again.
adult of the group.
I'm the old
You know
dad
what it
again.
is?
I was like,
Well-
I'm a cool young libertarian like pirate man. Nope.
But Logan, you
Oh.
are like, the thing is that your energy just
I
like
know.
really
just
plays
battle dad
into your
again.
character. You're
I'm
always
always
battle
battle
dad.
dad. I'm always battle dad. It's just I can't escape it.
I appreciate it.
Tell us about Talon.
So Talon was actually born one very, very stoned night right before the end of campaign 1. I was, up late, anxious as usual, and just started screwing around. And I kind of had the idea. I was thinking about how I had spent this like past 10 months or whatever playing Naima, who was a very dark, like tortured soul type, which I think was like a fun expression of some of my own inner demons. But I really picked Talon's personality as a reaction to Naima, I guess. I wanted her to be, a little bit more like bright-eyed. I wanted her to be more open to the world. And it just started coming together. I just wanted her to be like a himbo, but like not a man. That's all. So
Valid.
Shimbo, the
so
Shimbo.
because she's not a
Shimbo.
bimbo. She's definitely a himbo. She definitely identifies as a woman. So
It's a girl himbo.
girl himbo.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And so I just wanted, like, I didn't want to have to be like the super chat, like not the super chatty one in the sense that the Naima was with her really high like persuasion rolls and everything. I was always kind of like a make people do stuff person, and I was like, I just want to be stupid and hit things.
You may not
After
be
all
a
that.
you may not be super chat, but you are super Chad, and that's why we
I am
love you.
super Chad, absolutely.
Liz nails it on the head with Brandon Fraser in Mummy, but female.
Absolutely that. And I just wanted to have it be a little bit more like fun, I guess. Not that Naima wasn't fun, but just like actually be able to like have fun. And I kept having those moments where I was really grateful that I made that choice, like with the snowball fight and everything. But yeah, and naming her, I had just finished binging in the entirety of Farscape. So I named her Talon after the ship from Farscape. And I guess I could break that down really quickly. Basically, Talon is a ship that was born in Farscape. There's a certain type of ships that are born, I should say. They're living ships, they grow. So the ship Moya, who is the main ship, gave birth to Talon, but Talon had been affected by the evil people in that universe. So Talon had weapons, which was unheard of for the type of creature that he is. So it was kind of like this innocent thing that was made violent, and Talon is kind of also an innocent thing made violent. So I picked that name for that reason. And yeah, I just wanted to have fun time with it and like be able to like make fun and do stupid stuff. So here we are.
I mean,
Talon has been very fun.
I think everyone has a point in their D&D journey where they're like, you know what? I just want to be like a barbarian or a fighter. Like, I just want to hit things and be stupid. And that's just the world I want to live in for once.
Yep.
Lane, tell us your favorite moment, and then we should circle around back to Liz's question.
Yeah,
I
we
was
still gotta
just thinking
answer.
about it. Okay. I've got a lot of moments I really enjoyed about tonight. I mean, like before the break, I did a lot of talking to like set, I did exposition for like an hour, and it wasn't my favorite part by any means, but it was really fun for me to get to lay out the story and watch the incredibly confused looks on my players' faces. I really enjoyed that because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and they're all like, I don't know what's going on.
Part.
And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I know what's going on. And it's just, I love those moments for me because like the characters that I'm playing, right? Because I'm playing like 5 different characters who have no idea what the fuck's going on. And I'm trying to play each character as if they don't know what's happening, even though I know what's happening. And that is really a challenge. Like, and I love a challenge so much. And so that part I really enjoyed. And then the moment at the Palisade Gate where Puck reaches out and like and the other guy reaches out and they just like grab each other's hands and the dude blows up in his face. I could not have asked for I could not have asked for a more graphic and painful moment. Like,
Just so dramatic, like just
Mhm.
so like you can't write that
no,
shit, right?
it
Like
was
it's
given to me on a silver platter, and I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." And like I just decided this evening, like tonight, well no, like probably around 3 o'clock today while I was brainstorming because I didn't feel like the Keep Siege had enough fun stuff going on. So I asked my other D&D crew for ideas, and I was like, "Hey guys, like what are some like cool ideas for like a pseudo necromancer alchemist type bad guy and a siege assault?" And one of my players was like, "What about exploding skeletons?" And I was like, "Okay, but what if we took it one step further and made it exploding people who didn't want to be there?" And I was like, "Oh, that is."
That's because that's not completely evil.
And well, because the guy wasn't
Yeah.
completely evil. Like I had already decided way back when that this guy that you guys were gonna go fight at the bandit keep was gonna be super evil. And so when these bandits came to town, they were gonna be dumb and they were gonna be, like also kind of afraid for their lives because if they didn't do what they were told, they would die. So like there could not be any give up in them unless they clearly tried. And that was from the beginning, that they were forced to do something that they didn't want to do. And so when it came to be like when one of my friends was like, "Why don't I make them explode, like make exploding skeletons?" I was like, "Yo, I can blow up people. I can do
Yeah.
that."
'Twas some real Joker shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's,
Okay.
Speaking
Very
of
wide.
speaking of those exploding motherfuckers,
Yeah, this segues perfectly.
Liz asked
Um,
us about how we're going to how we think our character's going to deal with that.
Yes. How do you think your characters are going to deal with the collateral damage and death?
I think Talon's in for like a really big kind of like life revelation over next little while, actually, not just to do with this in particular, but she hasn't really been exposed to anything like this ever before. She hasn't been exposed to anything really ever before. So she doesn't quite have a understanding of death that's the same as everyone else. She's been living like a survivalist with her mother in the woods. Death is a natural part of the cycle, but she hasn't seen like bloodshed and like the trauma of it. I think it's going to be a real wake up call, and I'm not exactly even sure how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people exploding into acid is fucked up.
Yeah.
No way around that.
I think I mean, Victor fought in a war. Like, this is violence. He's no stranger to violence, especially like up close, dangerous violence. I think the things that the lives lost aren't going to keep him up at night. I think it's the mutations and whatever that guy was doing to them, and if they can't figure out how he did it, and how to reverse it / like cure it, that's the shit that's gonna linger.
Yeah.
Harold?
I mean, Harold's going to be fighting a two front war here. One dealing with the fact that his dad was at this camp because he knew that the orcs had been enslaved and everything, but to Harold, he was like, no, my dad was a hunter. He was providing for the military. Like he was giving them, all these resources that they would be hunting. Why would they turn on him like this? That doesn't make any sense. Harold was just kind of like wishful thinking that his dad was still hunting, whether it be, under more stricter rules and guidelines and a higher quota he had to fill, just to not be enslaved. But he was like, no, my dad isn't enslaved yet. And so, one, he's going to absolutely be traumatized to see that oh, my dad actually was, which means what happened to my mom? Because if he's not here helping take care of her, where the fuck is she? Is she okay? And then dealing with the exploding people, Harold. So Harold being tormented and bullied has kind of given him a pessimistic outlook on life at times. And to him, he didn't want to have to kill them, but one, we gave them a chance and they took up arms, which means, clearly whether or not they wanted to, they were willing to fight. Because as Puck said, everyone has a choice. And for all that the people, for all the soldiers and bandits knew, if they just didn't touch anyone or touch anything, they wouldn't have exploded. They didn't know anything. They didn't know any better. But so like Harold was like, there was this internal struggle of, if I slash up at him, is this like a mercy kill? Because either I kill them all now and set them free, or they kill me, potentially kill the rest of my party, and then blow up. So he was like, what do I do here? And like the moment when I actually did the slash, I pictured him just like saying, I'm so sorry, closing his eyes and just like going for it because he didn't want to witness anything.
Oh, eyes closed. That hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. He was just like,
And the acid burnt his eyelids.
So he couldn't look away.
So he's gonna have to deal with his dad. But as for the bandits, he's kind of like, this was probably the best chance. This was probably the best thing for them. Otherwise, they would have lived the rest of their lives in eternal fear. And they wouldn't have been able to do anything else with their lives. They would have just been sitting around waiting to eventually blow up one day.
Real quick off topic, Lee, can you tell Salma I love her, please?
Yes, I will tell Selma that you love her.
Thank you.
Lane loves
That's
you.
all I got, bro.
She says, I love you back.
My roommate doesn't leave the house. She's not coming.
Wow, okay, someone just got fucking roasted.
I just got called out. She's right.
Holy shit.
I definitely don't leave the house. I've become maybe a little agoraphobic over the past year.
Dude, same, but who hasn't?
Yeah.
No, not right.
Yeah, I guess two thoughts regarding what Thomas was saying. First of all, so Harold, your dad just went hunting one day and never came back? Is that what the deal there is?
Yeah, I like sweet boy just thinks his dad's coming back with a pack of smoke.
Look, it's all backstory related stuff that I don't want to spoil for anyone.
Sure.
For his dad was like an actual hunter. He was a pack orc hunter. The orcs would go out, hunt for wild game, bring it back and sell it. That was like their whole shtick before the war happened. And then the war happened and the military needed meat. They needed food. And so, Harold was in Groma when all this was happening. So he was only getting, imaginative bits and pieces from whenever his mom would send him a letter. So, all he knows is that his dad was hunting for the military
collecting food for them to fight the war. That's all he really knows.
I guess the other thing is I'm interested now because there was this whole question that was posed to Harold at the beginning of this of like, are you going to join the Chainbreakers? Are you going to fight for your people and all this? And then he was like, oh well, I don't know, the kind of like indecision, and then to find your dad here and alive, but also like, you know, whatever state he's in now, that like tug and pull is going to be interesting.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
it's hilarious that we're on like this, like the shield of fate, find our parents quest is like in full motion because we got to find Talon's mom, Puck's dad, probably Harold's mom now.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit where Victor's parents are. They show up, who cares? But like,
Yeah, but Victor's still looking for his daddy.
I am the daddy, the battle daddy. Liz,
Battle Daddy.
Liz asks if Victor knows how close to death Talon was. I think yes, definitely, 100%. I don't. He didn't. He was worried about Puck after he jumped out of the window.
Yeah, I
but
think
as soon
there
as
was
he got back.
There was at least 1 to 2 rounds of Talon going in and out of consciousness that you weren't around for, where it's just me like trying desperately to keep things together.
But when I got in there and Talon was hung up, I knew immediately what had happened. Instinctually, I knew, oh, Talon ran in front and got.
Yeah. Yep.
And honestly, I think lot of like not regret, but like kind of shame that he was like, stay behind me, I'm gonna protect you this time. And then he got greedy and ran off and came back and she was pretty much dead. And I think if Talon did die, there would have been heavy ramifications for Victor, but I still think like he is still reeling from the fact that like he did not protect her.
And I'm sure there'll be a conversation about that.
Oh, probably.
Or maybe not. I truly couldn't tell you at this point.
Like as much as Victor has like said to Talon, like, hey, I don't want you to be hurt, Talon hasn't like necessarily absorbed that that's the same as like I have an emotional investment here. You know, so she probably doesn't even recognize that like it matters so much. Victor.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's, I don't know if Victor does either.
That's fair.
There's a lot to unpack here for Puck. There's a lot. I feel like part of it is he might also start to reinforce the like Talon get behind me thoughts, because right now it's like in Puck's mind he's like, I have the shield, like I'm like the most heavily armored person here, like I should be like taking some brunt here, and like he wants all of his friends to stay safe and alive, and to just be like almost helpless and just like prolonging their fate almost is a lot for him to like compress. But as far as how he's gonna handle the fallout of this last session, I think it really depends on when we climb out the tower and look at what else happened. That is gonna hugely affect how
Y'all
Puck
have no
Truly.
feels.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If like, did they handle those other guys for sure?
Yeah, so like if like some of the orc leadership is dead, if like, you know, Grek or Dism are dead if the if
Any of
the
the green bows are
the green
out.
bows are out. Like if Sarifa is
Oh
dead.
man. Yeah, if Sarif is dead and that's your only
Ooh.
connection to your family,
Ugh.
oh
Yikes.
god.
Puck will like
Drama.
probably never forgive himself for charging into the fray and not thinking about the people behind him. So that there's a lot there. And part of what I was thinking as well was because Sarifa came up to him and was saying that, like, you know, I'll be watching you. I kind of like, part of me was like, is she gonna like pop up at the like 11th hour and like pull my ass out of the fire?
Mm.
So there's a lot there. I think Puck's first thought when we resume is going to be to go back and like check on everybody else. Like he's gonna check and make sure that the orc that they just knocked unconscious is just like unconscious and like he doesn't need immediate medical attention. And then he's just going to like rush back. And so yeah, it depends on like how heavy the casualties are back there. Whether or not he can help people. If he's too late, that's gonna be a whole different thing. And then once all of that is over, he'll take a minute to process the person that he held in his hand. The people that he like gave hope to and then doomed because of it. And then he'll process that.
That's such a heavy fucking moment. Like I honestly, I didn't even like, I couldn't even process how bad a thing I was doing when I did it. But like I did it, I did it, and I immediately, like, as Lane, even though it's a fictional game with fictional characters made up in our fucking minds, I felt like shit.
I think
Like,
Yeah, it definitely
I felt bad.
it set a tone. It set a tone for that entire encounter that was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's
Mhm.
bad. Oh,
Yeah.
we're in the bad place right now.
But like the
Welcome to
thing is,
hell.
I love that the moment happened. Like Puck is gonna hate it, but I love that the moment happened. But yeah, I think when all of that is done and he actually has like a second for like the adrenaline to like drain out, he's just gonna be like, you know, exhausted, drained of spells, all that, and then he's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm still covered in the guts of the person who blew up in my face. And he'll probably like just vomit on the spot. Honestly, he'll just like be sick to his stomach about the whole thing. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot there. I don't know what's gonna happen. It depends.
This was truly our first like epic fight.
Yeah.
Our first like oof, yeah, like you thought the role play was indulgent before. We're gonna need at least 4 sessions of role play to get through all of this.
Yeah, there's gonna be
Yeah.
so much
To
trauma.
unpack all these feelings.
We're like, how do we walk into another battle before we solve this?
I mean, but you know what? It's good. It gives
'Cause-
Lane time to drop a new big bad
It's
Yeah,
like
but
while we're grieving.
think with your brains, children. The fight is on the way.
Mhm. Yeah, I know.
The next fight,
Yeah.
the next fight is not of your choosing. It's on its way.
But it's like we have such a. It's so funny, I think, that we have like a growing dysfunction in our fighting style as a group. We fight so bad.
We fight individually and not as a party.
Yeah, we fight so
Yeah.
bad, and it's only gotten worse. Like Harold showed up to the first fight with no weapon.
No weapon
Right?
and no armor.
Yeah, no weapon and no armor, and then like with the griffins and the wolf and like just like Talon just getting ripped to shreds, and I'm like flying in the air. And every time I finally grip one of those flying animals and I'm like, I'm going to use it, you killed it. And then I had to go to the next one and then it died again. And so like there's some like we need to fucking We need to
And
come
we
up
need
with
to
a
do,
better
some
strategy
heavy
than what
drills.
we have.
Like literally in
Yeah.
character, you guys need to train your teamwork. Like in
Yeah.
character, because it's
Yeah.
clearly a
Truly,
problem.
we're having problems.
I'm very
But
interested
are we
because
actually going to sit down and talk about it? No.
Who knows?
I'm
Just hope it works out the kinks in the gameplay.
Yeah.
right now the best Puck has been like managed to do, because he doesn't necessarily have like, his thing is just like keep people alive. And so he's either like, I need to be at least close to like as many people as possible, and then you guys like scatter half the time. This time it was on Puck as well, because he was also like rushing after Victor. But I feel like there might be a point where Puck might just get like stressed out because he can't like keep up with everyone that's like all over the place, and maybe that's a catalyst for like us sticking together more of him being like, I just can't, you guys are everywhere and I can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'll come in next week's group
Yeah,
therapy
we're-
session.
We're gonna maybe run some drills. We're maybe
dude, Puck has
gonna run some drills.
Victor would plan that and
Yeah,
make that
of
happen,
course.
though. That would be on brand.
dude, Puck has actually done his job really well, though. If
Yeah.
you think about it, like
Absolutely.
he's done
one's
the
dead.
healer job so well, because you should
God.
be dead.
So many of
Yeah.
us should be dead.
Imagine if Puck were Gibson, you'd all be
Mhm.
fucked.
Well, no. If Puck were Gibson, everything would be dead before it had a chance to
That's
kill
fair.
anyone.
Miss Liz
Yeah.
asked a question that I am very interested to know. At any point, did any of you truly think a party member would die?
100%.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
Talon
I thought
was,
I was gonna die.
thought Talon was done.
The second time I fell unconscious, and then Warren was like, "Yeah, I'm like dry for spell slots, pretty much." I was like, "Cool, it's been a month with this character. I suppose I have to prepare myself for this trauma now."
I thought Puck was drier than he was.
Yeah.
Which was like a blessing.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
always got to
Um,
save that one spell slot. You always got to save it.
Listen,
I
I was
definitely
rationing
didn't
as well.
think
Fine.
Puck- I definitely didn't think Puck had a healing word, and I was like, I'm gonna kill Talon. Ooh, everyone's gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, I was not ready, and the whole chat was blowing up during that point too. Everyone was like, "Don't do it!
'Cause,
Don't
like,
let her die!"
The thing is, if she goes unconscious, and it doesn't let go, that's 2 death saving throws.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then
Every
and then it's a
round.
roll. It's a 50-50
Right?
whether or not she lives.
That's yeah.
Mhm.
So it was just like I was like, we're so like she's done. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex was definitely freaking out
I
a few times.
also thought
Mhm.
when
Alex.
when Harold exploded all those dudes, I was like, and Harold's dead. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely a moment where I was like, this is going to require a specific action economy, because if one of them manages to kill Harold and then his relentless endurance kicks in, but then they all explode, then Harold's dead. But
Mhm.
if all of them die first, then he lives.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Um,
please, 12 hit points, carry me through.
Yeah, so like with
I-
me
I-
again, my hope was that if Talon fell unconscious, it would just let her go and like focus on me.
Mm.
But when that didn't happen, I was like, as Puck, I'm like, I'm gonna run out of spells, and then Talon might die, and then what? Like, I think Puck was struggling with, if she falls unconscious, and I don't have any more healing spells left. Do I just keep casting Spare the Dying until I'm unconscious? And so it was just kind of like, so I was like, if she dies, there's a really good chance that I go down too. Like, because I don't know that I'm leaving.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was like a scary part as I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, if both of them go down, and we have no healer, and if I can't on the first try rip Talon out of that thing's grasp, we have to grab Puck and run.
Yeah.
and Talon's dead.
Mhm.
And even if I do rip Talon out of that thing, it's on me to try to medicine check her
Yeah.
and save her life.
So the interesting thing with Talon is that I was like, there's a way that I can do this monster justice while also not being the worst guy ever. So my plan was, if it got back to your turn and you were still unconscious, the thing is if you fail your death save, you were dead. The end.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah.
if you failed your death save, you were dead. If you succeeded, it was gonna do the damage, take 2 death saves, realize that you weren't fighting back, and throw you.
Okay. Okay.
Like that was the plan. I
I
was like,
appreciate that you had a backup plan.
I was like, I'm gonna give you one shot. Like I'm gonna give you one shot. If you fail that death save, though, you're dead. Like there's no way for me to get around that. Also, Harold would not have died because Sarifa would have came in and saved him because she was
Oh,
doing
really?
combat. She was doing combat outdoors, and she was keeping an eye on Puck. And then when he disappeared, she saw Harold go down. She was going to go to him, like instead of Puck. But then she saw that he steadied himself, and so she continued to fight. That was the plan.
I think the more I think about it, the more I go like, if Talon died, like the quest changes to we revive Talon. Like we brought like an innocent young girl fresh to the world into this hell and killed her. And like that would have certainly been Victor like, okay, we get her to across the sea to Groma to temples right now. And we get some fucking cleric ass shit and we
Victor's like, fuck, I fucked up, I have to fix it.
or yes, there would have been death wouldn't have been the end for Talon if I had anything to say about it.
I also imagine that if Talon were to die, I feel like y'all might have taken up like a real serious hate on for that guy and whoever, he works with, I could see some
Yeah.
serious like, oh, well, we're just going to go kill all of them. Like anyone he knows.
Yeah.
Dark Puck.
Dark Puck. Yeah, we're evil now.
Oh boy.
We're the swords of fate now, and we kill.
Yeah.
Why would she go? Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I think if anyone wants to fast track Dark Puck, get yourselves killed, and we'll see what happens.
So,
I jump out a window.
Miss Liz asks an interesting question. Why would she go save Harold and not bounce and handle herself? Sarifa would have done that strict. No, Sarifa. Yeah, she would have done that.
Okay.
Like in the way my brain works is specifically because she said that she was going to keep an eye on Puck, and because she knows, like I can't go too deep into it, but because she knows that Puck cares about Harold, she would go out of her way to save him. That's all I'm gonna say. Because clearly,
Yeah, she's
clearly
creepy, but not evil.
Ooh, Kyle. Okay, let's listen to this. Kyle said it would have been epic if Harold's dad killed their friend. They'd be happy to see him, but hate him to his core. Ooh.
Yo, can you imagine?
Oh,
levels to that?
Glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Glad we saved the day and everyone's safe and nothing is bad.
Yeah.
That we know
Except
of. We
the fact
might
that
have to go.
Men are coming after us, but yes.
Yeah.
Shut up about that. Everyone's alive and safe, and we killed the bad guy and saved Harold's dad.
Yeah.
Well, now
And
also,
Big day.
We won D&D.
You guys have got 16 hours before you have to deal with that.
Did we
But-
level up?
Oh yeah! Oh my God! I didn't even tell you guys. You hit level 4. Yeah, you totally
What?
leveled up.
oh my God, this changes everything.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you for asking
so
that.
Thank
glad.
the good Lord.
Remind me to tell
Oh my
chat
God.
beforehand that you guys all leveled up, so they're not confused.
So I'm back at full
Yeah.
HP,
Hey, kid.
right? Because I leveled up, right?
That's not how that works.
Oh.
No, that's not true.
No. You
But I
just
do
the
get my new
extra hit
spells,
points.
right? I get the spell slots at least.
You get the new spell slots, but not the old ones back.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, the other thing was,
Time to roll.
What about the
Really
deal?
hoping I'm gonna be less squishy after this roll.
The other thing is, what about the realization that like, okay, we saved this one orc, but we couldn't tell everybody else about the other ones, like the tentacles. So the orcs outside may all be dead, and they didn't have to be.
Oh.
Yeah,
Have I already
I don't
considered
know,
this?
man.
Yes. I've already considered this. I can't divulge any more spoilers. I can't do
okay.
it.
I'm at 52 hit points, everyone.
Jesus
Max hit points.
Christ.
52? Jesus
52
fucking
max hit
Christ.
points. Like I
Fucking
said,
barbarians,
guys,
man.
The
let
fuck?
me take the hits. I effectively
Kyle.
have 104 hit points
Yeah.
when I'm raging.
Kyle.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm probably just gonna take the average. The way I've been rolling d8s tonight, I'm not. I'm taking the average.
Oh, you follow your heart.
Okay, kids.
I'm very happy.
God,
very
you know, I gotta
happy.
open my character sheet and start doing this now because I want to know.
Yo, what's
Yeah.
what's Harold's new
After.
HP?
Mhm.
54.
Jesus Christ, why is
What?
everyone so strong and I'm
How?
like so fucking gummy?
I've been rolling like 8s and above on my hit dice every
That's
single time.
Insane
And-
that you have more
Jesus.
hit.
And
hit
because
weapons
at level 4, I split my ability score up between my strength and my constitution. My constitution then bumped me up even more.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, do I take a feat? Here's fun
Ooh.
level
Oh
ups
yeah,
on the
level 4.
contraption
That's
stream.
right. Fuck.
Oh
Do I
my
take
God,
ability scores?
Dude, I almost forgot to tell you guys the most important part about this level 4 is you guys get a feat and your ability scores.
Huh?
what?
Well, you gonna give us both?
You're giving us
You
both.
guys, for level 4, you're getting both. No longer for the
Oh,
rest of the
hell
campaign, but for
yeah.
level 4, you're getting both a feat and
Oh.
ability points.
Hell
You
yeah.
just made me very, very fucking.
I've
thank you.
never. I don't know that I've ever taken a feat because I've always gone for the stat ups because I usually play casters and it's really fucking important.
Feats are so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know that this is like a
Oh.
mad buff for level 4s, but this, just so you guys know, this campaign is going to get even harder than it was tonight.
I was about to say, man's scared if he's giving us
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
He saw what happened tonight and he was like, "Uh-oh."
Oh, what do I take now?
Wait, does my
Oh,
Okay,
man.
kiddos.
wait a minute? Level 4, your proficiency goes up too, doesn't it?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Dude, I
Level
haven't
5.
played,
No, level 5 it does.
dude, I haven't played a 5e character in literally years. I don't remember.
I might honestly just do that.
Holy shit. I'm so happy that I forgot and then Logan reminded
because
me.
it hasn't come up yet.
I
So
just
could-
remember
What I'm
you
here
saying it was
for.
gonna take us a long time to reach
It-
level 4, and I was like, dude,
I
we're
was-
never gonna
I
reach
get-
level 4 with these fights.
Dude, this fight.
I
dude,
get
this
martial
fight-
versatility, so
What?
help me pick.
Help
Sorry,
you
I
pick
get
your
martial versatility. Help me pick. We're already doing 2 weapon fighting.
Yeah.
With martial versatility, you can change it if you want, or you can keep it. Weapon fighting.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I
that.
can change it. I get an additional one.
Really?
Ranger.
Yeah, that's
Ability score.
what martial versatility is, right? Is an
I
additional
thought you
fighting
could
style.
just change it if you
Wait.
wanted.
Where is that? Is that
Sorry,
What's the Tasha's?
Tasha's?
I'm on.
Let me look it up.
Okay.
I'm on the
Okay.
week
Getting to the bottom of it.
because I don't
Book
have
time.
notebook.
Okay.
I'm on it.
No, that's okay.
Whenever you reach a class that grants you ability score improvement, you can replace your fighting style with one you know with another fighting style.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
you
have to
just replace it. You don't get enough.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm staying with 2 weapon fighting because I want to explore that more.
Valid.
Just
Yeah.
got fancy new.
Chat.
swords.
chat, we never do levels. We never do the leveling on camera just because it's, let's be real, a little dry.
Yeah, usually.
We saved that for the contraption stream.
Wow. Wow. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Oh, Lane, you just
if you like hearing a
sped
bunch
up
of
my
nerds.
process.
If you like hearing a bunch of nerds talk shop, come to the late night contraption stream.
Well, honestly, this is the best place for it. I mean, like, if you're interested to know what happens and you're still like awake, the real show. Yeah, this is where we talk
I'm
about
falling asleep over here.
Ben, what is this about?
Okay.
So why am I against feet kinks? What happened that brought this on?
Yeah, don't y'all know Warren loves feet? Warren's so into feet.
I just don't know what happened
Don't
to
spread
bring
lies
that.
about my man.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Wait, Lane, question.
Yes. Fire.
When I go to 5th level, it says I get extra attack. Does that mean along with my dual weapon fighting, I'll get
Yeah.
I'll get 3 hits?
Three.
I'll get 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of them
Fucking
with your
yes.
bonuses, and then one of them with just
And
your
with-
extra weapon.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what you meant. Jeez. I don't dislike feats. I've just never had the opportunity to take them before.
Wait, Miss Liz, you've never played D&D before, and yet you're still here in the after show?
How are you so into it?
Hey, listen,
you must
it's
be
fun.
having a lot of fun.
We're
I get
just
it.
talking
It is
gibberish
fun.
then at this point. We're like, feats, stat-ups. Oh, do I get spell slots? What about my hit dice?
Okay.
Yes.
I was speaking to Lane earlier about the how I want the story to affect how Victor grows instead of just like taking the thing that's obviously good. And so for this feat, I will be taking Mage Slayer.
Mm.
Ooh.
Valid.
That checks out.
Ooh, I get
Um,
Oh
What?
my god.
Do you,
one more.
do you think it would be more wise to split up my ability score improvement over 2 things or put my eggs
Yo.
in one basket?
If you
Depends
get
on,
2
what you're
stat
doing.
ups, if you get 2 stat ups, then almost always yes. Like if you have 2 odd numbers that you plan on using those stats for, like if you have like, I don't know, Dex at 15, Con at 13, or like Dex at 15, Charisma at 13, and you want to talk some more.
That's
Do it
just
that
it though, is that I have I only have one odd number and it's my intelligence. Which I'm not really like too concerned about bulking up.
Yeah, then
Anyway.
and just put
Up that
two
strength.
in strength or constitution.
If I put
or
2 in
wisdom.
strength, my strength score will be 20.
yeah,
That's excellent.
yeah.
How
What's your
beefy.
con at?
It's only at 14, so I'm thinking about
You
putting
should
it
bump
there.
your con, then you get more hit
Yeah.
points.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm
If
thinking.
you bump your con, you'll get 4 extra hit points.
4?
1 for each level.
Gotcha.
Okay, Lane.
What's up, buddy?
Question. That protection spell that we talked about a long time ago.
Yes.
Are we making that a cantrip or like a leveled spell?
Let's rehash this. Shoot me a Discord message, and we just need more time to talk about it.
Yeah. Just because
I
I get
wanna-
Okay.
I get another spell at 4th level, so I'm trying to decide if I get
Okay.
if that is cantrip or if that's going to take one of my spell slots.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, we can hash that out.
Yeah, shoot me a Disco message, or I'll message you whenever you're free, and we can figure it out.
Logan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if my wisdom goes up, do I get another spell slot?
Yes.
Is it just first?
No, not another spell slot, another prepared spell.
Prepared spell. Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Which
Mm,
means
Yeah, because
now that
you
sorry, go ahead, Logan.
you have your wisdom plus your level for how many spells you can prepare in a day. But your spell slots are always going to stay.
Oh, okay. So I actually get two more prepared spells. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because you get another one every level.
Well then, that I'm gonna expand
So,
my
I don't-
second
what
level spell
I'm-
list then.
Yeah, I don't know what your wisdom's at, but
I'm up to
You
18
probably-
now.
all right. So then you have to prepare 8 spells. And remember that cleric tip for everyone out there. I'm a pro cleric, by the way. MLG, nationally rated.
Yeah.
Remember that your domain spells don't count towards your prepared list.
Right, yeah.
So you always have Bless, Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, and Spiritual Weapon.
Yes, correct.
And then you get 8 more.
Okay, I think I've picked that. And I also get to learn another cantrip.
All
Alright,
right,
kids,
I need to start
it's
finding.
late.
I need to start finding gems and jewels.
Yeah, right. I've got a spell in there that also requires gems, and I was like,
Uh-oh,
oh, so it begins.
We're getting to material components. Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh, very exciting.
Gotta get some diamonds. Next level, we'll have to get some diamonds.
Yeah.
For our lad, we'll have Revivify, and we will no longer be absolutely scared of death.
Well, still a little bit scared.
Still very scared, but yeah. All right, bedtime now. Thank you all for everyone coming out. I love you all.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Warren,
Love you all.
enjoy whatever comes after this
Thank you for hanging around
in
for the
life
post stream.
and in stream.
Yeah, I'll try.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Warren, what are the figures in the background? The one that looks like Emo Po from Kung Fu Panda? I'm sure it's not the. Behind me, we have Chen Stormstout from World of Warcraft.
Ah, yes.
And then we have I'm trying to remember his name actually. It's like Alduin? I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
Alduin. Yeah.
The evil dragon from Skyrim. And then you probably can't see him, I don't think, because it's tiny, but like right in between the legs of Stormstout is my D&D character in Ben's campaign, whose name is, and he is a lizard folk ranger. And Ben had that 3D printed for me. So those are the characters
Nice.
right there.
Weird segue, but definitely still like relevant. Y'all ever think about fucking a dragon?
All the time. It's like a
Okay,
constant.
Okay, donkey.
It is constantly struggling for attention in my mind. But yes.
Lane, it is too damn early for these kind of questions.
I'm sorry, is this a bad time to bring out the dragon dildos or
Dude, I knew that joke was gonna kill. I fucking knew that joke was gonna kill.
I'm so happy. I have ciphers now. I have ciphers.
What does that mean?
It means I write in a coded language that no one knows unless I tell them.
Ooh, dude,
That's
please
pretty
teach me.
Constantly?
I can teach people because it's
love
my
that.
own coded cipher. And I actually have a reference sheet because I'm a huge fucking loser.
Nice.
What a
You're
very
so
fun way
cool.
for us to leave secret messages for each other in the future.
Yeah. See? It's that's what they are.
I can almost
I
barely
can't see
those.
shit, buddy.
Yeah, my.
I can almost barely tell.
Oh, is it
Like it.
dice?
Oh, they're like dots within squares.
It feels a bit like cubic Gallifreyan. If anyone
I'm sorry, no one on
catch
chat
that
can see this.
reference.
I don't know how to transpose
Oh, oops.
Discord into OBS.
It's okay. Yeah, I can teach people how to write in the script, but basically no one can understand it unless they beat the DC, which right now, because of the ability score and feat improvement, is now 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, God, what a fucking night. I knew See, last session, I thought we were gonna be doing this session. And then last
Yeah,
session was
no, me
all just this
too.
lovely, like, blood cousins, like, building character moments, the nice little sit-down chats. And then tonight, we all just had our hearts broken in so many ways. And I just can't wait for next
Can
time.
only have so many snowball fights and so many happy-go-lucky good times before Lane wants to crush our spirit.
Guys, I cannot lie. I cannot lie about this. I am so proud of the way things have gone. Like, I feel like this campaign is off to, like, literally a 9 out of 10 start for me.
Great.
I agree. I'm having a lot of fun.
Let's hope we keep it
A
that
lot
way.
of fun with this one.
I think as far as, like, a roleplay stream, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fucking legit.
I'm like legitimately proud. Also, you guys are killing it. Like, as your players, or as your characters, you guys are nailing it every time, out of the park.
I'm just happy.
I do want to say it actually.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. I just wanted to say, like, I know we already brought it up, but like, Ms. Liz, like, just you saying like you're not even like a D&D player and that you've been able to get this invested in it, that tells me that we're doing a good job at what we do. Because I mean, like, I have other people that I've been like, hey, you should watch the stream even though you don't play, haha, and they have trouble getting into it sometimes. But I'm glad that there's people out there that aren't players that are excited enough about it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That means a lot.
I'm happy that our characters are, you know, even though they're special to us and in this group
Mhm.
of 5 of us, you know, we've understand each other's characters and we made it our own. But to then have chat going like, I love this character. Oh, then this character did this. It feels really great. It's like, you know,
Mhm.
it's doing the one thing that I think we're all missing, which is performing. And when you get to go out after a show and there's the, you know, everyone in the audience is there and they're talking about, oh, you know, when this character did this, you did so well and all this. It's like, it warms my heart, man, and I miss it.
As a
You know-
non-actor, is that what it feels like to come out after a show?
Oh god,
Yeah.
it's like
Because
that.
I've
but
never
10
had that
times more.
experience.
Like, imagine
That's super
it's
cool.
imagine it's a D&D stream and you see chat like firing off like, oh my god, like, Talon, you can't kill Talon. Oh my god, you can't kill Talon. You can't do it. And then you walk
Yeah.
out from backstage, right? And like, you think like, oh, I did a pretty good
They're
job.
all
Like,
there.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
pumped. And then some kid you don't know walks up and goes, hey, can I have your autograph? Because one day you're gonna be big. And you go, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I as a technician, I always just go out the back door. So
and hide.
I slink into the night.
I mean, listen, I think I said this last time as well, but I just feel like if this campaign takes off and it gets to a point where like there's like each character has like their own like fandom or like
Knocking
fan
on wood.
art or whatever it is,
Knocking on
I'd be like,
wood.
just like, even if one person like liked the show enough to do fan art, I'd be like, we've peaked, guys. This is it. I'm so proud of us.
This
We
is all
made
I
it.
do
It's
now.
downhill from here.
Dude,
I think I'll pass out if
I would
we
die.
get fan art. I'll just straight up pass out from excitement. I did say to Lane that once we have a semi-normal world again, I think it would be awesome for Greytail's team to go to a con together, potentially in character costumes.
yeah.
Because I
I
want
still
that.
don't know what character I'll be. Dark
You
Puck
should
has
be-
a fandom already. Fuck yeah.
Listen, I just have to show up as like Dark Zelda or not Dark Zelda, Dark Link, and that's just Dark Puck.
Dark Puck. That's literally Dark Puck. Lane, you should be Jurgle Mifflin.
Oh my god, dude, all my lips will be so chapped.
I'll be right next to you with some lip balm. We'll grease you up
Oh, man.
real good.
You know, there is a part of me that when I love DMing
He's
so
like an
much.
eyeliner.
You know, it's like that meme where for those of you who've played Mass Effect, it's like, why does it have to be you? And then and then Morden looks at the camera and goes, someone else might have got it wrong. That's how I feel being the DM. It's like, Lane, why do you DM if you love being in character so much? It's like, well, what if I let somebody else DM and it's not as good as what I had in mind? Then I'll just be sad. So instead, I'll just be the DM and deal with not getting to play one character.
I feel that. I felt that pain.
Warren, as a normally the DM, how do you feel about the campaign so far?
I think Thomas knows all too well how dangerous my campaigns are. Because if you
here's the thing, this last session, Lane, this is standard, if not easier, than some of the shit Warren's prepared.
Dude, what the fuck?
Listen, it's
Warren,
not.
do you just want to like kill all your players?
No, that's not it. I try and set up things so that the stakes are pretty high and there's a lot of different avenues people can go through, and what ends up happening is exactly what happened tonight, where I'm like, okay, like this could happen and that could happen. I'll try and balance it. Like this will be tough, but they should be able to overcome it. And then it's always worst case scenario. It's always like the absolute worst thing that could possibly happens, and it's already a tough fight, and then it becomes like very deadly encounter. Yes, I think 3 characters have died in my campaign.
Yep, mine twice.
Yep.
Jesus.
I killed Thomas twice. I killed Tanisha once, and then everybody else has almost died.
Yep.
Yes.
If we ever go back to your world, can I please bring Brandel back, because he didn't get the send-off he rightfully deserved?
I mean, I thought about what you mentioned before about if I ever started the campaign up again to start over with some new characters, and that may or may not be what ends up happening, because there is like, I did a lot of writing for that world and I wouldn't want to just scrap it.
I get that.
But yeah, I did. There was a whole, I got like notebooks in the background and stuff. Yes, so your campaign, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, so I think like as far as, I think it's been good. I like, one of the things as a GM that I have always like really want to strive towards, and I know people have like, one of like the leading things that got me to DM in the first place was watching Critical Role, and seeing the like level of detail that show has with Matt Mercer. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, the Matt Mercer effect, like, you know, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Like every DM is different. But for me personally, that is something that I strive towards, having that level of detail and having moments that actually affect my players. For it not to just be like murder hobos on a journey, but for it to be people like getting invested in characters, and like it could be NPCs and they're like, my world will shatter if this person dies. And so that's one of the big things that I'm enjoying about this campaign, is having things like, as a player, I'm finding those moments that are surprising me, where I'm like, with Goran, when I said goodbye to him like 2 sessions ago, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm returning things, I should just like say goodbye, blah blah blah. And then suddenly it hit me. I was like, man, like I've been traveling with Goran for like probably a few months, and like he's probably been one of my best friends this whole time. And suddenly I was like, man, I'm gonna be sad to see this big lug go. I've been like looking after him and stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun getting invested. And just like those like, oh my god moments of someone exploding in front of you, and not just having it be like, he explodes and you take this much damage, but it's like it explodes and then you take this much damage and then you take this much emotional damage on the side.
That's a Lane campaign right there.
So yes,
It's true. I want to wound your heart.
so yes, I'm enjoying it. I think that the challenge is there, the role play is there. And I'm digging it. I'm excited to see what happens next. I hope that our team cohesion gets better so that we don't end up chasing a villain down a corridor as his minions take pot shots at us, because I've had people in some of my campaigns do that and end up dying.
Shut up.
Yeah. Not even you, like the campaign before you. I've had people do that as well. And yeah. It's awkward when the character who's session 1 gets scorched by a trap and the only person to heal them is like the warrior with poor medicine. Is like this person's only hope. I've had people die because of crit failed bed saves.
Speaking about the Matt Mercer effect, as a new player, I feel like Lane has potentially done this to me personally.
The Lane Randolph effect.
Like, I get concerned now because like now in my like, you know, IRL life, there's people coming out of the woodwork that I have been acquaintances with who are like, oh, like you play D&D, no way, like so do I. And they're like, oh, you'll have to join like a campaign sometime. And I'm just like, but all my actor friends introduced me to D&D and I'm scared to leave my little bubble. But I do feel very grateful for that because I think that I would become bored very quickly with I would become bored very quickly with a campaign that wasn't so emotionally heavy. I don't think that would work for me.
Here's the thing with that in mind. One of the biggest like dangers, especially when it's online and people aren't sitting together in the same room, is like when people aren't like up when it's not their turn, of getting distracted, like going to their phone, whatever it is. It's really a sweet spot in role playing and D&D to have a campaign that is like emotionally invested enough for everyone that you're like, you know, you're listening to what everyone's saying, or like if two characters go off and they talk to each other and you're left by yourself, you're like, well, now I'm here with this person. Like, what do I say to this person? Like, I'm already thinking like, I'm here with this other character. I'm gonna talk to this character. What am I doing? You're not just like twiddling your thumbs in the background. And I think that's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. Also, on a side note, because as I brought it up, yes, I do remember vividly your tanky as all hell paladin that never got knocked unconscious trying to 1v1 a Cyclops and getting crit bulldozed by a boulder and one shot unconscious.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was probably a highlight of that session. I think so. Here's the thing. He was playing like I think a 3rd or 4th level paladin. He had like something like 40 something hit points, and I hit him for like 53 points of damage on a crit and just knocked him flat.
Jesus.
Yep. It was great.
I have to get going soon, so I just want to say a couple things before I go, if that's okay.
How dare you?
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that it brings my heart joy when even like me as the DM and one other party member is having a conversation to look at Discord and see you all watching intently, just like, oh, wow. Oh, this is good eats. Oh, this is good shit. And it's like no one looks away for a second. They're just like, oh man, I like
Over
this.
here
And
with
then
my fries, just like
yeah, and then that scene comes to an end, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck, what are we doing?" Like, "Oh shit, right." It makes my heart like really happy.
I think everyone's just so
it.
everyone's just like so good at you know, we've all gotten really comfortable in like, you know, the online space we're playing in and how this all works, I think. And I think it's just created like a really good environment where we just really I appreciate watching everyone else role play. When I have an opportunity to kind of sit back and watch things play out, I like seeing that a lot.
Dude, me too. I love it when
and
I can just sit and watch you guys do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
And
can't
just-
imagine how proud like it must feel on your end when we go off on our own little tangent doing our own thing. Especially like I know that like, between like Talon and Victor, like they get very worked up with each other pretty easily.
Yeah.
And I have so much fun role playing those moments. Just because like it just feels so natural. when it's happening. I am absolutely like 100% in character as Talon. And I'm like, yes, I would like to have a verbal fight with Victor right now. Like,
Thomas, you were trying to say something, and I want you to.
I was
I
just
wanna
gonna
hear it.
say, just when the world gets back to normal, and we can do this in person. Just imagine actually being able to like look someone in the eyes as you're having these intense moments.
be crying a
Because-
lot more.
Yeah, that's what this is mission. That's the mission. That's what this is missing is like the direct eye contact of looking into your, whoever you're talking to and being like, "Fuck you, no, fuck off. I fucking hate you right now." Because, when those moments happen, it's chef's kiss. Because
Yeah.
I don't.
The amount of times I've sorry.
I mean, like,
The worst. I'm sorry.
if you thought you were crying when Zasha died and Naima, and that whole thing, imagine doing that face to face with Lane across the table.
Well, I was having so much trouble holding it in across the country.
Oh,
So-
Lee.
Go ahead.
Well, oh yeah, I was
Me?
gonna say, Lee, you and Logan have some of the best chemistry I've ever seen. Like hands down, you and Logan have an amazing dynamic. It's honestly, in 3 years, when the world looks completely different than it does now, I want to cast you both in a show. So get ready for that. Because truly, even like through the internet, I'm like, wow, these two have like a great dynamic that I want to see more. But also, Victor, please go talk to Harold and tell him you're sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you-
Harold is
that-
not
Is that
happy.
something that you notice? Is that something that you like when did you really pick up on that and like how have you watched that happen throughout campaign 1?
I would say
two?
like around session 12 to 15 of campaign 1 is when I first I was like, oh, these two work really well together.
Mhm.
I mean, like obviously Zasha and Naima from campaign 1 worked really well together because it was like very and very
Yeah.
real. But like the Naima Gibson moments were just like something just clicked there, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Wait, did you say Harold is mad?
Oh,
What?
Harold is fucking Harold. Harold is so internally upset with Victor, and he's not going to do anything about it.
One day that's gonna come out. One day it's gonna blow up because that's what people say all the time, and then it comes out.
Oh, I'm fully expecting for Victor to just continually like bully and make fun of Harold. Like I think one making fun of his whole fate thing, that was, that was whatever. But then really grinding in and twisting the dagger by saying that Harold then needed spelling lessons.
Oh yeah, that was ooh.
That was kind of the moment when Harold was like, okay, he really doesn't give a shit and he's just doing this to be a bully. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because I was literally I'm literally so in character when I'm like as Talon that I just like am missing so much normal human shit because I did not take that way at all. I was like, oh, spelling lessons. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds useful. Like we should do that.
I should get some of those.
I didn't have there was no second thought of like, oh, is this offensive? Like is he insulting our intelligence? Like Talon's just like, no, I absolutely could do with some spelling lessons. Please help.
Yeah. So, yeah, Harold's just like Harold in his internal monologue is like Harold is the Ron Swanson meme at Home Depot where he's like, I know more than you. On paper, I know more than you. You just have more life experience.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is Victor has lived, for 8 years longer. He's fought in a war. He's been on a boat. He's sailed around. Whereas Harold has been in a school studying his entire life. If you give Harold a test, he will most likely ace it. Victor won't.
True. Very true.
hmm
Well,
So
on that depressing
Lane,
note,
just a brief thing before you leave. I hope that you know that if you're gonna cast Logan and I in a show, you're responsible for making sure I'm a good enough actor by that point.
yeah, of course.
I've acted in one show. It was a TYA show, and since then I have done a year of Dungeons and Dragons. So that's my cumulative experience.
that's all you need, really.
But yes, I have to go. I have to pee and I have to get ready for bed and I have to take another lozenge. But Warren, thanks for having us on your after show. It's been super fun hanging out.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Also to all my players, including Logan, who already went to bed. I love you. Thank you so much for letting me put on wonderful, wonderful, wonderful content. So yeah, we love it. We love you. I love you. I'm we now. Also,
Me and all my other personalities.
Lane contains
Ka-
multitudes.
It's true. Kyle, Azakadaza, because I don't know your name, but everyone else does. Miss Liz, I love you all so much. Thank you for hanging out in chat and making it like a million times better for me getting to sit and read and have so much fun. I really appreciate it. And with that, I'm outie. Bye.
Later.
Amazing.
Oh,
Oh
man.
man.
Did everyone just like let out like
Been-
just like a sigh of like tension?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's been it was a big night, you know?
It was.
It kind of like, okay, this is I don't know how I don't know what your streams get like, Warren, but it kind of the amount of tension was very much like I was holding in a poop for like 2 hours, you know? Like, and I was like, "Oh my god, like please release me from this terror."
I mean, it depends, I guess, on what I'm streaming, but I've definitely had like streams that have been like, I'll be streaming for like a set time, and then I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm probably about to wrap up, and then I get raided by like 6 or 7 people. I'm like, guess I'm not. All right then.
Yes,
and then
not.
and then like 2 hours later, I've been holding in a piss for like 4 hours, and I'm just kind of like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye. And then I'd like go to get up, and I'm like, oh man, that bladder full.
You feel the weight shift when you stand up. That's when you know it's been too long.
I work as at Med Skills, which basically means I help with like medical student training, and sometimes we do
Okay.
ultrasounds. And so a lot of times the ultrasounds end up being like things to do with the abdomen and the chest and all that sort of jazz. And we had one ultrasound that just went like it was very long. We didn't take a break. We like decided to push through, and like I had to go to the bathroom like pretty bad, like about like 2 hours before it ended. And they were doing these scans where they were like checking my like bladder, and they're like, yeah, wow, it's just like you can see
Yeah.
clear through all this liquid. And like the teacher just kept going on about like he like started to get concerned because they were like actually looking at my bladder, and they're like, are you okay? Like, do you need to go to the bathroom? Like
Like you have to go.
maybe, yeah, it would be nice. And like, because they have to like press down with the wand, I was like, please, oh god, don't push too hard.
I was just gonna say, like, I've had to have ultrasounds in the past on my abdomen, and oftentimes they want you to have a full bladder. Yeah, it's you're good until they start putting the pressure on to like really see what's going on in there, and then it's just pain and awful. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I feel like there's a distinction between full bladder and like ready to burst.
Yeah,
Oh man.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, this has been really fun. I really enjoy seeing the dynamics between everybody's different characters and stuff. And it feels like whatever we have going now, because right now there's like the Talon Victor stuff, and then there's like the Victor Puck stuff, and then a little bit of like, well, let's see. Basically, Victor has a relationship with all of us. And then to a lesser extent, there's like Puck Herald stuff. But I'm interested to see what ends up happening, like sessions down the road. What, like, something could happen and suddenly it's just kind of like what the dynamic shift is. Like, you know, what if something drastic happens, and then like what happens between Puck and Talon, or Herald and Talon, or whoever else, and how the dynamic changes there. Because like right now I feel like Puck and Herald have like a bit of like a Pike and Grog dynamic, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm interested to see where that changes. What is different about it as we continue on.
Miss Liz Lane says, I can't wait to see what everyone's destructive coping mechanisms are. Same.
Oh, dude, I have no idea. No idea.
I know, Harold.
See, right now
I haven't really figured out how Talon's gonna deal with anything yet. Like all of this like new heavy shit that's going on. I don't exactly know what that's gonna look like, but I can see her just like potentially just becoming more and more like internally confused and not really saying anything until something like bursts, you know? Just because if she doesn't know how to deal with it, would she know to like try and talk about it? Would she know how to deal with it in any way? I don't know.
Yeah. Puck, I hope you're ready to become everyone's therapist.
I mean, honestly, so this is gonna be weird, because I feel like Puck is just gonna be like carrying all the trauma of what's been happening, and then, but he will 100% be like, when he's back in the group, he's like, I gotta be here for everybody, and if he sees like Harold or whoever else just like beating themselves up or like down, he's gonna be like, I need to like fix this. I need to heal the wounds. But the funny thing is right now is like it feels almost like Harold is so far been the most reliable to Puck, because Harold hasn't gotten himself like grievously wounded or like rushed off ahead of everybody else.
That's fair.
That Puck knows about. When Puck turns and sees Harold just covered in acid burns and guts and blood.
Puck seems like a fake that everything is sunshine and deflects to everyone while denying their own emotions. I don't.
I have observed and had similar feelings about Puck thus far.
I mean, I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong. But there's definitely more to come. Like, I feel like for a lot of our characters, we've like kind of scratched the surface of like the deeper echelons of their psyches and their emotional states. And it's gonna be interesting when like the wall just gets bulldozed down and what comes out, which might be next session. Who the fuck knows? Because there could be a lot. But yeah, Puck definitely has some stuff where he's just kind of like, I can't like, there's too much going on right now. I have to pull myself together. Puck is my best friend. Andre, I haven't slept in a week. I'm eating a cereal at every meal. Let's tough it out and stay strong to help everyone else. Yeah. Puck will 100% put everybody else before himself, which is probably what which is probably what would have killed him had that creature not died or been reverted.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point, because you guys are just gonna get like someone's gonna get like fly and then haste, and you've already got like a misty step or something. Puck's just gonna be like, I need boots of haste, I need a flying carpet, like I need all this shit to keep up with all you assholes who are going all over the place.
Here's the thing. Harold can't and won't get that crazy until 15th level.
Oh, Jesus.
I've already tracked
It's a long
his
way off.
path far ahead, because as an Eldritch Knight, you only get access to Abjuration and Evocation wizard spells. And so when he eventually multi-classes into wizard, it won't be until he's 15th level that he gets access to fly. Because I think there is nothing funnier to me than a half-orc flying through the air who then throws his great sword at a target and can just teleport his sword back to his hand. I see
So
nothing
funny.
funnier than that. And what I love is that at 5th level, I can do that twice. I can throw my sword, bonus action it back to my hand, and throw it again.
I think it's quite the assumption on your part to say that we'll make it to 15th level.
Exactly, which is why you don't have to worry about Harold for too long.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
I would
Who
love
knows?
if we got to make it like super far.
Oh, we would too. Though I think the farthest we have ever made in a D&D campaign is 10th level.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
wow.
in Ben's campaign is the highest that I've ever played as far as characters are concerned, and I think I'm level 11. But the thing I'm really interested in is like I'm actually like a caster class, and I've never played a high level caster. Like I've never had more than like 3rd level spells or something like that. So I'm just kind of like, what? When I actually get to like 4th, 5th, whatever level spells, like how crazy is that shit going to be?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do some fun things.
Man.
Oh, man.
I'm excited.
This
And
game.
hopefully we all live. Hopefully we all live. Because
I mean,
if we
I'm gonna
have
do
to
my
have
best.
yeah, if we have to have another like Zasha and Aima, someone like unceremoniously kills themselves for no reason, and then
Self roast.
yeah, and the rest of the party has to then deal with those consequences for 5 sessions before we move on to campaign 3. It's gonna be real sad.
I'm hoping that because of like what we've kind of come up with and like our characters, we don't maybe run into that.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, again, we need to work on our formations. We need to actually start
Definitely.
fighting as a unit and not as, all right, the talking failed, everyone charge.
yeah, this one was awkward
Yeah, 'cause
because
it's not
normally
working.
I feel like normally Puck would be like wherever everybody else is, like trying to like be back to back, like less surface area sort of fighting. But because this one was just so much like I can't fight these people, like I can't. They'll die. They'll explode. I have to deal with the source to save as many lives as possible. I think that's what really threw Puck here. For like I can't, like these people don't even want to fight. I have to deal with this guy and hope that that fixes things. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, if anything, I think the moral quandary may have been what fucked us today.
Yeah.
Well, and so that's one thing. You guys talk a little bit about your previous campaign, of which I know snippets of. And you talk about how, like, you know, it was a lot more. It sounds like there was a lot less diplomacy, in that one, or people were
Very
more
much so.
more gung ho
Less
to violence.
diplomacy, and it was just darker overall. Lane also kind of like, as soon as we made it clear that, I mean, I'm assuming this was a choice on Lane's part, but as soon as it became clear at the beginning that everyone had like deep tragic backstory trauma, I think it just kind of ran with, and so we basically were only ever coming up on like evil people.
Yeah,
Oh, well, there
world-ending bullshit.
There wasn't as many questions about like, oh, is this the right thing to do? Like, should we go in fighting? Should we not go in fighting? It was just like, okay, we're going to kill a bitch. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Gibson tried to do the diplomatic route, but no one would ever talk, and so he would immediately just like fireball them, spirit guardians, and crowd control everyone until they died or surrendered.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's
Much.
what I'm thinking. There's got to be such a huge juxtaposition with this party because of how many more people are like wanting to save lives, how many more people are wanting to go the diplomatic route, and how many more people are reluctant to fight as like the last resort option. And so I find it very funny you guys talk about your previous campaign, and then I look at this group and seeing how everyone like doesn't really want to be in the combat. Like, we can all fight, but it's just such a different party dynamic, it sounds like, to have all these people who are like, you know, weighing with the moral dilemmas of their battles.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's a hugely different feeling. Even thinking about like how I've built Talon's backstory, and what that's going to mean for experiencing all these things for the very first time. I don't think I really recognized that until tonight. Actually, was that like this is just a whole brand new thing, right? She's going to be going through so much, figuring out like what this means for like who she is. And there was never that kind of internal questioning with Naima. I was playing that character. She knew exactly who she was. Talon has no idea who she is. You know, you were saying earlier, like, oh, like we're just scratched the surface of a lot of everyone's backstory. But the truth is that like Talon doesn't really have a lot of backstory because she's had a relatively peaceful life up to this point. No, she doesn't have a lot of like really deep, heavy stuff. There's some stuff to do with her family that I won't reveal yet. But it's just like I didn't really think about like the consequences, like what I would have to do as a player to walk her through all the terror that she's about to see. You know?
Yep. Yeah. My murder hobo brain is like my murder hobo brain when it was just like, all right, we're just gonna go in here, slaughter this entire camp of bandits, and be done with it. Was like, cool, that's what we're doing today. And then when it was like,
yeah,
oh, there's actually like a moral thing, it was like, I mean, we can still kill them. It'll just be sad, I guess. But no, we should try to settle this peacefully. We should do the right thing. And then it immediately went sideways, and it was like, well, I guess they all gotta die.
So that's the one thing that I also been finding when we were going up on this to this fort and everything. My brain was just kind of like, dude, like they're not paying attention. It's nighttime. Like we should just snuck in, just like started popping heads. But then I'm just kind of like, but Puck would never want to go that route. And so I just kind of like, no, we have to do it. We have to do it this like talking way.
Could you imagine though, like the emotional ramifications if we had gone and snuck in at night and then killed all these people and found out when we got to our big bad evil guy that all of them were basically under like his control? We had gone in just recklessly slaughtering all these people, and we find out right at the end that they're all like enslaved basically. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that as messy as today was, it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Hello.
This is a little bit of a side thing. But I guess related to D&D, unrelated to D&D. I feel like I'm a little nervous in some places regarding my own streaming, because I feel like a lot of people are meeting me as Puck, and then they're gonna see me doing like attempt 50 on pure vessel, where I'm just kind of like, fuck this, god damn it. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna like shatter
Dang.
people's like picture of me, because I'm just kind of like, it's a character though, you gotta remember, like, there's a very flawed human being as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. You gotta. I mean, it's like the closest thing I can relate it to was when we did Legally Blonde, and we did shows like the shows for the schools, and the amount of kids that were like, "Are these two people like are Emmett and Elle actually together? Are these two people actually together?" And it's like, nope, no, they're just characters. They we're
Hmm.
we're not together. We're just characters. And like seeing their minds go, but they were so good. But we believed them. And so I think you just got to remember, it's like it's a character, and it's gonna blow people's minds. And if they have an issue with it, well, then they don't have an issue with you. They have an issue with the character.
I mean, I just want people to like me for me.
And
I think and everyone who's hanging out here definitely will like you for you. And I mean, like, I don't know. I think that doing like the post stream like this on your channel just kind of brings it all together. And I like that we get to be more. I like that you've opened up this opportunity for us, Warren, because I feel like it allows us to kind of bridge that gap between like the player and the character.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm loving the opportunity to be able to like actually talk to people and answer questions, because I feel like that'd be it's like a thirst sometimes when you finish a campaign or like a session and there's like all these unanswered like questions or like thoughts, and like us as players, we can sit in Discord and like hash all that out, but the audience doesn't get that.
Hmm.
So yeah, doing this is like definitely a nice way to like come back down to earth and have everyone go, oh, they're actual human beings.
Well, and we can all do it together, you know?
Yeah.
That's what's really fun. Actually, the thing that's really cool about streaming, like D&D is already like collaborative storytelling, right? And having the addition of like having chat there, like we would never have, I think Kyle said it earlier in the chat, we would never have 20 people in the basement watching us play this game, you know, in real life. So I think
Yeah,
it's,
they'd just all be hearing about it from us vicariously.
yeah,
Going,
yeah. So
what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I think it's kind of fun because it's almost like as much as like they don't have like, you know, a voice per se, but in a way it does feel like they are building the story with us, you know, because they're here for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I love that.
And as long as they don't, you know, be dicks in chat, then everything is
They
okay.
can stay. Then
I
they
mean,
can stay.
I feel like the people that we have viewing, like we already have such an amazing little base of like supportive and fun people that if anyone comes in and decides to try and like just cause like drama, they will be dealt with swiftly. The community will smite them.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Alex would like cut that shit off right immediately.
Yes, I love our little party host that Alex has become as the moderator. Just like, oh hey, welcome. Like, here's the snack table. Like every time.
Yep.
Miss Liz, you've just been fantastic this whole time. Don't worry about it.
You're great, and it's so cool that you're hanging out with us even now. Where you don't have to like obviously give any details, but like where are you located? Are you in a reasonable time zone right now, or are you like me and definitely not in a reasonable time zone to be up on the internet?
I mean, what is a
I'd love
reasonable
to
time
know.
zone? Because it's 1 a.m. here.
It's
Yeah.
3 a.m. in Toronto. Buffalo.
Oh,
Okay, so
nice.
you're in the same time zone as me. Actually, really close. Buffalo's not that far.
Cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. I do think I'm gonna head out here.
Yeah, I was
do
just
need to
gonna
get
say,
some sleep.
Valid.
unless anybody
Mhm.
else has any more burning questions or anything, I will probably wrap it up here and have dinner.
Same. Cat cuddles.
But
Yeet.
yes, I guess just
I'm
like
sleepy bean.
thank you both of you guys for sticking it out so long, and to everybody else who joined for the post hangout, all the other players and Lane and
Mhm.
everybody else. It's so great to be able to talk to you, all of you guys. We'll be back next week for more of these shenanigans. Otherwise, I know that myself and Lane both do other streams. So, you know, if you want to hang out with us when we're not doing our weird D&D characters and doing our other weird stream characters, then you can follow along for all of that. I know we both have Discord channels, so we love talking to you guys when even when we're not doing D&D stuff. We love talking to you guys and seeing what the community's up to. Any final thoughts, words, questions, opinions, beratements?
Love everyone.
Everybody love everybody.
Yay! All right.
Okay.
Well then.
Well,
We're all gonna sign off. So have a good rest of your weeks, everybody. I'll be back on Friday. I think Lane is also back on Friday. See you guys next Tuesday.
Lane's doing
otherwise.
Jackbox. Yeah.
Ooh, fun. Maybe I'll ask if I can.
I might be
join
playing Jackbox on Friday. You should. I think I'm gonna play. So.
him. Interesting. Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Woo!